There is virtually no one left for me on YouTube that I feel I want to listen to anymore. You may actually feel about the same way towards me, because frankly, I feel like a broken record. I feel like a broken record. I'm going to bring this up again. There is a kind of conundrum for me here, because I know we're existing at a time when we're facing epic problems. And this is something that even in biblical terms has been referred to in some form or other, the apocalypse idea. It's actually misunderstood, and on many levels. When we get into the code that is the Bible, we don't really understand what the hell has been written there. I've tried to unravel some of the secrets behind the notations, the equations that are biblical scriptures, and it's extremely difficult to understand where this intelligence, this insight, this brilliance, what this brilliance may actually refer to. But the broken record part of me, I was feeling that there is virtually no one anymore that I can listen to. It has been primarily now what I said in my last video, it's entertainment, because unless it changes me in some way, it is entertainment. And do the facts people actually change you? Just reply to me. Tell me how a certain fact has changed you. Then I will say to you, yes, this makes sense. This information, or even forget the facts, the information that is being provided, because there are no facts provided on videos. It's just information that hits you. How does information change anyone or anything? I honestly feel like a broken record in this. I'm going to refer to someone that I listen to as something that adds to my understanding about something I know and feel anyway. So this, for example, I was just listening to this Mr. Cat-Eye, and I'm a little bit on the fence, because his initial presentations, this Mothman, I don't know what this Mothman, it gives me the EBGBs, Mr. Cat-Eye, aka Mothman, and the dreaded red. You see, I have this relationship with the dreaded red. The nuclears have absconded with a beautiful color that I feel. The yellow is an incredible color to work with. It's the most difficult color to paint as a painter. Anyone that's out there that paints, you tell me how you're dealing with the color yellow. It's a difficult color to paint. And the idea of the red is has a certain amount of dread associated with it, which is why I changed my nuclear symbol to have black and red rather than red. And this star refers back to the idea of Da Vinci with his formula of the divine kind of, not is it divine, but the proportion, the golden rule proportion. The star refers to the golden rule proportions. It has been hijacked again by different groups to highlight their devious, subversive attitude. You know, the idea of the communists and Cuba and the star and all this. Well, you know, the star points up, the point is up, the head, the arms, the legs. The idea that there is some kind of proportion within reality that makes sense, but I've painted it red because alert, beware. My point today. And very few people, relative to what happens on YouTube, this is appropriate. I think that I don't have many views, I think is actually quite appropriate. And the people that do listen to me share with me a reality. People that come back to me share with me a reality that has nothing to do with the entertainment part of things. The entertainment being the information that is provided, that fundamentally you listen to and you walk away and your life goes on just the way it did before. And I'm not suggesting or saying that people that provide information aren't themselves engaged in a mission to accomplish something because they've recognized within themselves, I will come to this now, within. This is crucial. the within oneself that allows us to change ourselves, which has an effect on the world around us. So I'm going to fundamentally now, again, I'm going to say this. I listened to this last cat eye presentation of how to fix things, how to change the world. And all this guy is talking about again is what's going on out there that's wrong. We know this. We know this. So he's going to fix the world out there by what he says is creating smart, pay attention to this, smart children. Again, this is external. Smart is something external. It's an aspect of ourselves that if we invoke intelligence, how has intelligence ever solved anything as far as we have experienced in our life? What has smartness created that has actually improved our lives fundamentally? I'm saying fundamentally. I'm not even referring to aspects of our affluence, that smartness, and being able to come up with certain formulas or construct things that are really very helpful. You create a wheel and it rolls. Some person was very smart. Yes, of course, a wheel. But then what do we do with the wheel? We create weapons of destruction. We attach to wheels that we can run very quickly to a place and blow something up. So I'm saying smart is not a priority. I'm not denying smart and intelligence. I'm just saying to rely on smart to fix things is the biggest problem we have. What is it that we need to teach children? Cat Eye says we got to create smart children. And I give this guy credit because I believe him to be sincere, but totally misguided on what it is to tell me. He's going to tell me what's going to fix things out there without addressing this inner world that is totally dysfunctional in most people on this planet for whatever reason. I'm not going to even judge why. I'm just saying it is. It is what it is. The dysfunction that exists out there is a result of the dysfunction inside. And I left a comment and I said if the Germans hadn't used the excuse of following orders or principally saying, I abandon my conscience to the guys out there that give me benefit and make me feel like I'm on the winning team, I'm going to follow orders even if my conscience says it's wrong to kill people that are innocent. Yeah, hey, Cat Eye, how about that? How about creating people? How about creating children that fundamentally care and cannot dismiss their own inner voice saying this is wrong? How about creating a world of children that say, these beautiful souls, these innocent souls who come into this world with a blank slate, the tabla rasa, what these creatures, what if you want to look at them as just functioning creatures, imagine how this could actually change if we gave children this ability, or never mind ability, this fundamental experience of being caring, that they see their parents and their mentors, their older people around them, all they see is people that care. Do you think there would actually be no result? Because I don't need them to be smart. I just want these souls to care. That's what I'm saying. That's whenever I talk about stuff on my videos. I see this over and over. It's so simple. It's frustrating. I have to admit, I feel very special in the YouTube genre because I'm not a swami or a guru sitting on a fucking rock pretending like all the dire types, those self-help people that tell you how to be a better person and then themselves are acting like complete degenerates. This Dyer, whatever his name was, he was on PBS talking about being a good person on some level, and then he had concubines and fucked around and telling people to be integral in their relationships, and then himself fathered a whole bunch of children outside of his relationship and was telling me how to be a better person. I want no part of these swamis and gurus and self-help types. The same way I want no part of people telling me how to fix something and not understanding that the fundamental issue isn't out there, it's in there. And I'm not saying we don't have to fix things. We're facing a monumental monster breathing down our necks every day called the nuclear criminal toxicity, this criminal syndicate who's created toxicities on a level that biologically, no matter how caring or how wonderful a person anybody could be, if you die of cancer, what's the use? What's the use? Yes, of course. I see we're confronted with a chicken egg thing almost here. We have to stop these bastards from creating all the toxicities out there. But we can't do it. This is what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying. To stand on the barricade and proclaim the bastards out there is of no value to me anymore because I don't see any change. If you're on a mission, I'm not going to discourage anyone from fighting their fight, but the fight has to be primarily every day on an inner level to do the right thing in our lives each day. And that includes the good fight you're fighting. You're in a fight, I'm in a fight. I'm trying to create a life, the life around me, the life that I exhibit around me is showing that I'm doing the right thing. And as a painter, I have chosen an activity. I'm not the Swami type sitting on a rock being a good example for people. I couldn't be because I have too many flaws that I try to correct over time. But my paintings reflect this feeling I have of, in some form or other, bringing together. I think this will be another YouTube. The idea of beauty can actually encourage and inspire others to want to do that which they experience or see. This is why I think painting and artistic expression is such a high value to human beings in general, is because it inspires. Inspiration is a phenomenal tool in encouraging people to do the right thing. And you can inspire people to do the wrong thing by getting them attached to the external world and saying, you will be rewarded with many physical, worldly pleasures if you do what I do. I inspire you to have all the money in the world and have all the success and the real estate and the concubines that you want. This is an inspiration for some people who've lost their conscience, who've lost their way. There is no sustainability in that. There is no way we can continue if we attach ourselves to a fundamental dysfunction, and that is to abandon conscience. It has to be a primary thing, and this is a mystery. This is part of an amazing mystery. This is so simple and straightforward for me. The idea of conscience fundamentally says, reinforces that there is a right way and a wrong way. And we don't need 10 commandments or rules and regulations to run our lives. As long as there are laws, rules, external regulations, enforcements, we're failing. That's all that means. The fact that there are 10 commandments and a Bible that is interpreted to say, you have to do this or that. You shall not kill. Oh yeah, I really need a commandment to tell me I shouldn't kill. When I kill, when I swat even a bloody mosquito now, I feel guilty, even though I hate being stung, but I kill it. But on some level, I even feel now there is a problem for me to kill the goddamn mosquito. This is how far it's come. And the idea of, small creatures that we, in the scheme of things, with nuclearism and the toxicity, which is killing microbiological life, the plankton in the ocean, which is the life for this planet, the plankton, the smallest creatures, the most vulnerable, being destroyed, which will destroy the fish, which will destroy the food chain has been interrupted. Anyway, I'm saying we're not going to get a resolution on this, no matter how far advanced we are in our information and understanding of this, without having an understanding of ourselves. And I am committed to making paintings and producing art because this leads, whether or not artists actually think about this necessarily, and in fact, I don't think they do. For the most part, they're just sort of producing their stuff in spite of themselves. I find very few enlightened artists anymore out there. that encourage and help me to be inspired, even though I can take something from something that someone has made or produced that themselves are not necessarily attached to it. It can still give me some value and inspiration. I think this is very important. So my comment today is like a broken record, like a broken record on this. I like this cat-eye analysis of the world out there, but it's fundamentally entertainment. I have to tell you, he's not telling me anything I don't know. What I was hoping for to hear, how to fix the world out there, is for him to, even for in a 35-minute video, just to say for a minute or two, but all of this is what I've said is of no meaning unless you clean up your own backyard. This is something that he refuses to see because he's on the winning team of righteousness, like all those religious types out there. Those religious types that comment on how the Lord, the omnipotent being who is a he, well, how do you know it's a he? Maybe it's a she. I find this to be very offensive. I mean, we're in the 21st century and we're still referring to God as a he. This seems rather obtuse to me, that people consider themselves smart and are still referring to the omnipotent being as a he, or even a she, but I prefer a she to a he. If you have to refer to any entity as a sexual entity, a guy, a sexual entity, he has a dick. God has a dick, obviously, not a vagina. This makes no sense to me. You see, to relate to the world of the spirit on this ignorant level means you haven't done the inner work. That's what I'm saying. You're still attaching yourself to some philosophy that is so removed from anything that's real. This is what I'm saying. This is what religion does. It removes us with their arbitrary designations. A he that has written things on a piece of paper for us to learn from. Why do you need that? We have it all written within us. It's all there, 100%. And it's not a matter of smart. It's a matter of being a caring person who wants to do the right thing. Mr. Cat-Eye. The other one that I listen to and I don't comment anymore, is the Matt from Quantum of Conscience, who's got it wired, nailed about the world out there. But, you know, I find they're most likely good people that actually live what I'm saying. They've understood something within themselves, but just articulate it, because there are a lot of people out there that think whatever is important is out there. It's not in there. Just make a quick reference, a quick reference, like a 1-minute reference. Just say it, capitulate and say it. And if you can't, if you don't, my suspicion is you're part of the subversion on some level. Willingly or unwillingly. Like the entire bunch I can't listen to anymore on YouTube. The entire bunch of YouTubers out there, I haven't come across anyone that says, I feel this way about something that is so important. They're always saying, these bastards out there, and of course they are. Yes, the evildoers out there, Bush's evildoers, you know, these people are out there. Yes, of course. Bush, for him to say, it's like these people pronounce the evildoers out there. They're expressing what they are. They're not talking about anybody out there. They're expressing themselves. This is the irony, obviously, of course. It's a longer video. Again, all I wanted to say in this video is that, please, you know, for anyone to be of interest to me anymore on YouTube, you got to address this. You got to articulate this. You got to let people into your life, and show me that you're really trying. You're really trying to be a better person in some way. And just, you know, it's not like you don't have to document how good you are as a person. It's just be the good person. And don't tell me actually, don't tell me how good you are. Just, it's enough to be involved in the world in a way that makes it better, because you're a better person. I don't need you to tell me what a magnificent person you are. It's not necessary. If somebody else says it, fine. That's I guess that sort of works, I guess. If somebody says, you know, when they introduce, if I was talking to someone and I introduced them and I said, these people have really made a big difference in my life because I see they're acting their conscience. This would be, yes, that would be acceptable, I guess. That would be something that I would say there is giving credit. It's like giving people credit. Yes, this is important as well. Yes, very important to recognize that people are doing something that is of value to not just themselves, but the rest of the world, to be a better place. This is absolutely essential. We need to recognize this in others. But a person coming on and telling me how fabulous they are, how wonderful they are, I don't need it. I'm sorry. It's not going to convince me in the first place. And your actions are what convince me. And the motivations behind the actions are important as well. If you're motivated to act in order to aggrandize yourself, I find that to be, even if there's some good in it, I find that to be problematic as well. So again, the two people I picked on today is Cat-Eye giving me, trying to help me to fix things by just talking about the bastards out there. It's not going to work. And the same as the Quantum of Conscience guy, who I like. I like everything they have to say, but they just miss it. They just miss it. So anyone that you know, comes to my channel, the few people that come to my channel, understand where I'm coming from in this, and I guess I don't mind being a broken record about this. I really don't. It's because it's important. Because we're not going to fix anything unless we fix ourselves. I'm working on myself. I am. I'm working on myself. I am.